Hello everyone. I wanted to make a video going over my 10 speedrunning goals that I have for this year. On New Year's Eve, I made a pacement document enumerating every goal I have, and it will show my progress on them too. I think it might be a little ambitious considering I'm graduating from college in the spring and have to deal with all the changes that come with that, but I think I'll be able to achieve the majority of these goals. In the description, you'll be able to see my pace spin. I've had a link down there, as well as my link to my Twitch stream, where I plan on streaming most of these games. So drop me a follow at twitch.tv/kingeddie515 if you want to say hello. Today, I'm going to go over every goal that I have, ranking them from easiest to the hardest based on what my opinion is right now. This ranking is just for fun. It might be wildly wrong since some of my goals are categories that I've never ran before. So keep that in mind as I go through these. So let's get into it. At number 10, my easiest goal that I have is my return to paper glider, as I will try to get the record in the impossible level. I've never attempted to run this level outside of when I tried to learn it back in 2022, and I only put like a couple of attempts on it. So I'll basically be starting from scratch on this one. Currently, the record sits at 303 by the deer, which has a death in it. So I feel pretty confident that I can get this record easily. Um, I want to get this down to a sub 3, so my goal right now is a 259, but I might go even further. So it's probably going to be the easiest goal that I have. It's a shorter run, only 3 minutes long, 4 levels, and the record has a definite. So that's all for that one. Next at number 9 will be a 228 in scratch napped 100%, 75%, which is still one of the goofiest names for a category I've ever heard. I got a 229.6 way back when I grinded 100% in late 2020, and that one was up with 228 pace up until the final jumps. So even though it's been nearly 4 years since I ran this, I think it should be pretty easy to get this record, since the hardest part of 100% is level 4, is not included in the speed run. So I'll probably start running this category right after I finish with scratch up any percent. So keep an eye on that. At number 8, you might have guessed it, but I'll be attempting to get the record in paper glider 100% as well. The record's now 1125 by the deer, which is his 7059 any percent former record, combined with the 303 impossible level record. I really don't know how difficult this record will be since it's been a hot minute since I ran any percent in this game, but I'm actually looking forward to the grind. I've only gotten sub 8 once. I tried getting sub 8 again. I think I did like a brief. I didn't really try coming back to the category, but I did do a couple runs and they went absolutely terribly. But so I stopped. I never done the impossible level either, which I said earlier. So I consider this to be significantly harder than the previous entries on this list. Number 7 is a one frame world record in Scrap Champ Adventure any percent. It maybe seems silly to run a game for only a one frame PV, but when I was running for a 149, my end goal was a 4x, so it would be nice to get closure on this category. I have two or maybe three 149s already, so hopefully it stays consistent and I'll be able to be slightly more precise than my current record. At number 6, I have a 349 and scratched up to 100%, which is another one that you might have guessed. I was debating whether to put this above or below Scratch and Adventure any percent, but I decided this was harder because of the length and the fact that I haven't ran this in forever. My PB is a 350.9 right now, which was insane at the time that I got it. I think it was a 6 second world record. Doing level 4 well in this category is significantly harder than any other level. So while 348 would be possible and was actually my original goal before I decided to scale things back a little bit. But yeah, 348 would be possible with a 228 level 3 exit. I'd be more than satisfied with a 349. At number 5, I have the elusive 241 in Scratch Up Any Percent, which I'm grinding for right now. This will most likely be the final second barrier in the game, since no one really cares about this game anymore. So it's unlikely that anything else gets found, in my opinion. That means that with this time, my journey through the first speed game that ever submitted to speedrun.com will finally be over. I would never have guessed that 241 was possible back then, but here we are. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be so far. I cannot seem to get level 4 down as much as I would hope, would like rather. Hopefully I'll be able to get 137s often, get as many attempts at level 4 as possible, and get the record soon. Number 4, sorry, number 4 is a complete wild card. Since it's the only game on this list that I have exactly zero playtime with. It's a 3x maybe in the red balls 12 category. This goal is subject to change based on how hard the game is and how much I enjoy it. So maybe a 3-4x or a 3-2x. I'm not really sure. I was looking through Nifsky's old PBs and he got a sub 4 with like just over 100 attempts. So it may be harder, maybe easier. I'm not really sure. I've wanted to run this game for a while since it's very popular and it's very similar to Scratch Snapped. Um, Again, I have no idea what a good time is. The run has so many tricks, so it's really crazy how they were able to optimize it so much down to a 229. Um, but I think I should be able to get a 3-3x with a reasonable amount of attempts in practice. I don't really have much interest in the other category 17 levels at the moment, but who knows? That may end up being an 11th goal. Number 3 is another brand new category for me. It's going to be a challenge. It's getting the record in Scratch Adventure 100%. The vast majority of the difficulty in this run will be learning the route and memorizing where everything is, as well as ensuring that my consistency stays good enough to get the record. The world record is not near perfect since Logan, when he was doing attempts, was going for a high score record and doesn't really care about speed. And deaths don't detract from the score. So the world record for 100% does have a death in the last level. The task that Jump made gets a time just below 3 minutes. So even though there's some strats that will probably never be implemented in a full game run, there's crazy wall jumps in that task. I'm pretty confident that I can put a big dent in the world record time as long as I learn the strats or the level strats, but the level properly and know where everything is. Penultimately, we have the only game that I'm not going to be streaming, or that I know I'm not going to be streaming, and that's going to be a recorded 107 in Super Mario Odyssey any percent. I got a 137. No, I did not get a 130. I did get a 137 at one point, but I got a 107 38 off camera. That run was absolutely insane for me, and I don't anticipate getting a better run until I put a lot of time into it. But I do want to get at least a 107 for the leaderboards. If I do continue to do runs of SMO, which I'm not entirely sure I will, I'll probably use Dance's Change of Pace series as of tutorials to improve once all of them come out. Since that would be a fun way to prove, even if I'm not like a 105, 104 player yet, which is the slowest pace that he has. I think it's 105, 104. It might be 104, 103. Either way, I'm not there yet, but it would be a fun way to improve. In first place, for what I think is going to be the hardest run that I want to go for, is second place in Pangolin Love 3 stars. I don't really have any interest in running the other categories in that game, especially since the record at 90% uses some, I think it's lag strats or whatever to get a better time, which I don't think should be allowed, but I digress. This ranking is probably biased because of how bad it went last time we were in this category. And it's not even, my goal is not even close to a record. Second place for is a 518.233 right now by Riot. So a 517 would do the trick, and world record's all the way at 501. It's really impressive what Spyrosh has done in this game, and I'm probably never gonna have a chance at record, especially if he gets sub 5. So second place is good enough for me. And that rounds out the list. This is my first video that I've ever scripted, so hopefully it came out all right. I don't plan on making more of these style of videos outside of maybe another goals video for next year, or unless I want to remake that terrible Scratch Snap tutorial that has like 300 views for some reason. In the meantime, I'll be streaming attempts of all these games except Odyssey over at twitch.tv/King Yeti 515. Note the extra 5. King Yeti 15 was taken as much as I can. My schedule will probably not be very consistent. because of college and all that. So drop me a follow with notifications on Twitch if you want to make sure to catch all the streams. Um, and make sure to subscribe here on YouTube, KingEddie15, where I will upload all of my PBs and records, hopefully, and hopefully we'll be able to achieve all these goals. There's going to be a command in the stream so you'll be able to access the paste bin easily. If you want to see how I'm doing with all 10 goals, I will update that whenever I get a goal, and I'll have a date on when I achieved them. So yeah, other than that, thanks for watching and happy 2025.